What's up, vapors? Thanks for checking out Daily Vape TV. My name is Nick and welcome to another edition of First Look Friday. So today we're going to be taking a look at the Axial RDA from Mass Mods. This is the one that I unboxed earlier this week on my live stream, and I attempted to build it but only managed to do a single coil because I lost the other one. But I did find it and we will be installing it today. So without any further ado, let's just get right into this and dive down to the close-up view and take a look at this thing. Alright guys, so here we have our Axial RDA. Give you a little close-up real quick of that. I've got the tip from the Hellbeast on top because I think it looks really good with this iJoy Shogun. But that is besides the point. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we got already, what we're working with. This is what I built live the other day on my live stream. And, you know, for a single coil, this thing works pretty darn good. However, I really want to just put another coil in there. I've got this coil here, this Coil Turd Alien, and it's fantastic, and I just really want to throw another one in there. So that is what we're going to be doing today. So first thing we got to do is take out the existing coil. So let's just grab our screwdriver real quick, and we're just going to remove that coil. So just loosen up these screws. I really like these screws because they're big and chunky, and it's a little bit difficult to screw it up. Get it? Screw it up? Oh, jeez. Anyways, let's go ahead and just take that one coil out for right now and just show you guys the deck real quick. So here you can see the build deck, nice deep juice well. You have these little notches on the side here where your screwdriver is going to go through there. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of the Rebirth RDA in that sense, but also kind of like, I don't know, the Dead Rabbit SQ with centered posts, I suppose. I don't know. But either way, let's just go ahead and throw another coil in there. First thing, actually, you know what? I'm going to remove the old cotton here out of this coil because we're going to put it back in all at once. So I have my new coil right here. I still have it all trimmed up from the other day, and let's just go ahead and drop it in. See if we can drop it in. Hopefully we could just drop it in. Yeah, all right. It's going to be pretty messy at first, and now I have juice all over my fingers. So that's why you keep a rag around. You got to have a drip rag handy because then you get cleaned up after you make a mess. Let's see. Our coils look like they're going to fit pretty nicely in here. We're going to have to kind of just mash them in there for right now and then clean it up in a minute here. So let's just go ahead and tighten them down and see where we're at. So I know it looks pretty messy right now, but we're going to clean that up in just a second here. And I just wanted to show you the guys that the leg length is pretty short on these. I want these coils fairly close together, so we're only going to nudge them ever so slightly apart with our jig here. Just reinserting our jig and kind of moving them off to the side. That way it makes it a little bit easier to wick, and the coils are going to be directly in front of the airflow. And that looks pretty good. I mean, very little organization with these, just basically nudging them away from each other, and that's about it. So let's go ahead and turn our mod on, and I've got it set to 60 watts right now, so we're just going to really quickly tune these coils up. Should not take very long, and obviously I still have some juice on there, so we're going to have a little sparkler show going on while we're tuning this brand new coil up. Just working out all the little hot spots. That's one good thing about Coil Turd coils is it does not take a lot to tune them up. Just a little bit of tweaking. And just like that, with minimal effort, our coils are lighting up fairly evenly, and I think this one is ready for some wicks. So as you may have noticed, I didn't do any additional fluffing or trimming to the wicks. I basically just pulled them through and trimmed them and then just tucked them in the well. So I've been experimenting a little bit with different wicking techniques lately. I just want to try some different stuff out and see if anything works better than my current method, and that's kind of why I went with that. But let's just go ahead here and see some vapor production. I've got this thing set to 80 watts right now, so let's just go ahead and hit the fire button. Lots of little sparklers, of course, but overall, not so bad. I think this thing is going to be really, really nice with dual coils on there. So let's go back to the main screen, have a quick vape on this thing, and we'll talk about it some more. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the close-up section. Now let's talk about my first impressions of the Axial RDA. First things first, the build deck really reminds me of the Rebirth RDA. It's very reminiscent of that deck, and I gotta say, it's pretty easy to build on. You just have to make sure that you have both coils fairly lined up and ready to go before you tighten down your screws. If one coil leg is a little bit too long, then you're gonna have a difficult time positioning your coils and getting everything nice and straightened out. The other thing that I would have to say about the build deck is that it feels a little bit cramped and claustrophobic. It's good for 6 or 7 wrap fuse Claptons or Aliens, but anything more than that, like a series build, is going to be really, really tight. I really like the simple aesthetics of this one here. It's a very clean looking RDA. However, I feel like the functionality would have been improved with a little bit of knurling up at the top section here where the airflow control is, because otherwise it's a little bit difficult to grip onto. But with that being said, speaking of airflow control, you have 2 different options here. You have a wide open Cyclops eye and the 3 separate holes like the OG Goon, which is really nice because you can kind of redirect the airflow a little bit and cut it off. The airflow is especially smooth with the 3 separate holes. I'm not sure why the Cyclops eye is a little bit turbulent and whistly to me, but that is the case with this one here, unfortunately. So you do get a little bit of a louder vaping experience when you're using it wide open. As far as the flavor is concerned, I'm getting really good flavor off of this one right now, and I'm using this Mox e-liquid. It's a strawberry dragon fruit flavor. Very simple flavor profile, but it tastes really good out of this thing. And I would say this one is about 25% flavor RDA and about 75% cloud RDA, if that makes any sense to you guys. Just because I feel like with the bigger post terminals and the bigger airflow section, that's kind of more leaning towards the cloud side of things rather than the super concentrated, smaller form factor flavor RDA. One really cool thing that they did is include a beauty ring in the package, which is awesome because it's going to look a lot nicer on some of your bigger devices, and I think I'm going to even use it on this iJoy Shogun here. But with that, they also included a metal drip tip, which I am not a fan of whatsoever, so I had to replace that immediately. But that's pretty much all I've got to say for now on this Axial RDA, and that about does it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this. Leave your comments down in the box below, and make sure you check out the advocacy and my social media links right down there in the description below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and as always, vape on!